All right. Thank you very much. We are live. I'm hoping this will be interesting for everyone joining today. Thank you very much for joining. Um, we are live now on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. Trying to come live on Facebook. Facebook is having some challenges. Facebook is having some challenges. I think network is really giving us a lot of issues today. But I'm hoping we'll be able to pull through on the network challenges we are having. Thank you very much for joining on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining on TikTok. Amzadang Jenny Odisi. Thank you very much for joining. Our follower on YouTube, on Facebook. So sorry, we're having issue with network, but I'm sure we'll be up very soon. It's coming up. For those just joining us, this Export Discourse, and on this program every week, we basically come here to answer all your questions as far as export business is concerned. We basically come here to answer all your questions as far as export business is concerned. Every week. So sorry. Network was not so friendly, but thank God we are on. Okay, so thank you for joining on Facebook. Thank you for joining on YouTube. Thank you for joining on TikTok. This program every week, we basically answer questions on export. If you have any question as far as export is concerned, particularly on TikTok, I get a lot of questions on TikTok. People send me a lot of DMs based on some of the things we've been talking about lately. People send me message on DM, send DM message on TikTok because of what we're talking about lately. So if you have such questions, please feel free to reach out to ask your questions. Feel free to ask your question. Someone is trying to call and sorry, let me just so sorry. All right. So if you are just joining us for the first time, what we basically do is I do my seminar on Thursdays. On Thursday, I do seminars where I talk alone and you listen. And on Friday, if you have questions, particularly those ones I've not addressed on TikTok, you can come here on on Friday and ask your question and get free consultation. And get free, so you can come here on Friday and get free consultation actually. And the reason why we're doing that is so that people that have questions, a lot of people have different questions they ask me every now and then. And we're trying to see how we can be able to answer those questions. So those on Facebook, please feel free to drop your question. On TikTok, on YouTube, drop your question. Just drop the question. What question do you have? Someone asked me a question on TikTok, was it yesterday? And he said, how does it get an export license? How does it get an export license? And I said, you don't need anybody. Let me just repeat those answer to that question. You do not need anybody to get an export license. You don't need anybody to get an export license. All you need to do is to visit the website of the government agency concerned. That's all you need to do. Visit the website of the government agency concerned and fill in the form, upload the relevant document, and you can get your export license. And you can get your export license. I'm trying to go into the TikTok now and get and answer some of those questions that people have asked me in the last few days. Different questions that people have asked in the last few days. Someone said, how can one join Export Novice to Export Legend program? How can one join Export Novice? We have a program called From Export Novice to Export Legend. It's an export mentoring program, and it is designed to help you get buyers. It's designed to help you do the business in a successful and sustainable manner. In a successful and sustainable manner. So to join the program, basically reach out to my colleagues. Reach out to my colleague to join the program. Just reach out to my colleague. Someone wanted to charge us 40K to get license for us, which we did easily without stress. That's exactly what I'm saying. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to get export license. You don't. It's just 13,500 and you can do it online yourself. We used to do it for people when we have to go and pick up the physical document in Apapa. So at that time we charge, I think about 25,000 because we have to go to Apapa like 2-3 times. But now you can do it online. So why do I need to assist you again? I don't need to use my relationship to get it for you. You can get it yourself. You can get it yourself. Very, very easy. You can get it yourself. You don't need anyone. You don't need anyone to get it. Onyechi, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining. I'm trying to check other questions that people have asked me today. Someone said, I'm waiting for your own question and comment while trying to get some of the questions people ask me on TikTok. If you are just joining us on YouTube, please feel free to ask your question. Feel free to ask your question. Someone said, how do I start this? Is there a training or so? Yes, there is a training. There is a capacity building program you can leverage on. There's a capacity building program you can leverage on. So there is a training you can do. We call it From Export Novice to Export Legend. From Export Novice to Export Legend. Someone said, how long is the validity of the certificate? That's the export certificate. The certificate is valid for 2 years, initial validity. Initial validity is 2 years, but you can extend you can renew every year afterwards. So initial validity is 2 years, but afterwards you can renew your license every year. And like I said, it's 13.5, and you don't need anybody to get it. It's 35 and you don't need anybody to get it. Facebook community, I can't see your question. Facebook community, I can't see your question. TikTok, for those just joining. Okay, someone say help us drop the web. Let me see. Can I want to see if I can drop the web detail for you. Those on TikTok, I'm unable to drop a comment. I'm unable to drop a comment. Okay, yes, I can. Okay, I can drop it now. I will drop it for you. Is www.nepc.org, nepc.gov.ng, .gov.ng. So I've dropped it for you. La menu ima hawe. I hope I pronounce your name very well. La menu, I've dropped it for you. Okay, so I've dropped it for you. So you can visit the Nigerian Promotion Council website. All you need is to have a limited liability company, and export being one of the objectives of the company. Someone said, even if one has not shipped, can one renew the license? Yes. So if you have that license for 2 years and you did not ship, if you have the license for 2 years and you did not ship, you can renew the license. You can renew the license. But when you are renewing, you have to show evidence you are now ready to do export business. But you can renew the license. That question is from Caleb. Okay, any other question? This is Export Discourse. We discuss everything import, export. And we discuss everything import, export. But more importantly, we answer your question as far as export business is concerned. We answer your question as far as export business is concerned. So, those of us that have been sending me DM on TikTok, feel free to drop your question now. If you are on YouTube, feel free to drop your question. Okay, the Facebook people are coming up now. If you're on Facebook, feel free to drop your question. The question is all around export. Yesterday at the weekly seminar we do online. Olayemi Adebayo, thank you for joining on Facebook. Judante, thank you for joining on TikTok. So we discuss trade fair, international trade fair, and how you can maximize international trade fair. That was what we discussed in the seminar yesterday. The seminar hold every Thursday. Someone asked a question on YouTube. He said, please, can you enlighten us more on NXP and non-NXP, how non-NXP work? Okay. NXP is Nigeria Export Proceed. NXP, Nigeria Export Proceed. So NSP form is Nigeria Export Proceed form. What is the form used for? The Nigeria Export Proceed form is the application form for import into Nigeria. The Nigeria Export Proceed form is the application form for importation into Nigeria. So if you are importing anything into Nigeria, the Nigeria Export Proceed form is the application form you use. Now, when you fill NXP, it is assumed you are doing a commercial export. When you fill NXP, it is assumed you are doing a commercial export. Commercial export in the sense that you are going to ship abroad, someone is going to pay. You are going to ship abroad, someone is going to pay for the goods. But when you do non-commercial export, or what you call non-NXP, nobody is paying. Sorry, Nigerian export proceed form is for export, not for import. Oh. Now, so Nigerian export proceed form is for export. That's the application for export out of Nigeria. I say export into Nigeria. Export out of Nigeria. When you export, but your export is not for commercial purpose, you feel non-commercial export form. It's called NCX, non-commercial export, NCS. That is when you are exporting and the export you are doing is not for commercial purpose. For example, you have a factory and you have a machine that needs to be fixed abroad. When you send that machine abroad to be fixed, you are going to bring it back to Nigeria. That is a non-commercial export or non-NXP export. But when you are shipping it abroad and you are going to expect payment, that is a commercial export. Stay Yuli Media, Multimedia. I hope I've answered your question. Another question. Thursday seminar you mentioned. Okay, it holds online on Zoom. If you are on Telegram, search for African Export Business Platform. If you're on Telegram right now, search for African Export Business Platform. That channel on Telegram is where we drop the link. We have over 1,000 people on that channel on Telegram. That's where we drop the link. So the link, every Thursday you will see the link there. You click on that link and you join by 4 p.m. Nigerian time. Sorry, 5 p.m. Nigerian time. 5 p.m. that's 17 GMT. You drop. So every Thursday we do free seminars. So when we meet on Friday is to discuss questions on those seminars. Someone is asking a question. What can you say about startup capital for export business? Like how much it takes to start? I won't be able to give you exact figure of how much you need to do export. I will not be able to give you exact figure. I will only be able to give you a range. If you are doing commodity, it's much more expensive. You need to think of 10 to 15 million naira. But if I do finished product, if you are going by air, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, 10 million, it varies. It can even be below a million, depending on the nature of the item and the quantity you are shipping abroad. I hope I've answered your question, Onyinyechi. All right. Any other question for me? Sorry, Olayemi Adebayo. I hope I've answered your question. Any other question for me? We are already 20 minutes into this conversation. We have 20 minutes to go. If you have questions, feel free to drop your question. It's Export Discourse. It hosts every Thursday, every Friday by 5 p.m. And we discuss everything export. If it's all about export, most likely I'll be interested in answering and giving free consultation. So any question? If you are trying to start, I'm currently doing a series I'm doing a series on TikTok right now. So if you want to start going into export, I'm doing the series. It's called How to Export. The series is called How to Go About Exporting. And it's a series of daily nuggets that can help you go into export. Question you need to answer, registration you need to do, how you can mitigate your risk, and how you can make the export business a success. Any question, please? Any other question? Any other question? For those just joining, thank you for joining. You are on to Export Discourse live on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and we are offering free question and answer session, particularly those that have been sending me DM online on DM on Instagram, DM on Facebook, sorry, DM on TikTok. Is now an opportunity for you to ask your question. So please feel free to ask your question. You know, someone called me a few minutes ago. He's getting a contract to supply a product and he needed our counsel because he's doing it for the first time, even though he has learned, but he's not been able to do the business himself. Now he's trying to do it by himself. So many things to consider in order to make it a success. Any question, please? Any question, please? Let me go back to some of the questions I have on TikTok. You know, I was trying to answer some of those questions a while ago. People have asked, okay, someone asked a question on TikTok, yes, this morning. No, I think it was yesterday. And the question was around, how do I ensure that, he said, I want to export commodity. I got supplier who is to supply me, but the supplier insisted. The supplier is insisting that they need me to make funds available first. And that's a risk for me because what if eventually they don't deliver? What if they don't deliver? One of the things you can do is to, as much as possible, if you cannot make guarantee available, but the customer can make advance payment guarantee available to you, you can give him a guarantee that he will get paid. The idea is assurance of payment. The idea is assurance of payment. The idea is assurance. So when he's saying all that, is because he wants to be sure of paying. Assurance of payment. That's the whole idea. So the challenge the person complaining about is not really a valid challenge. It's just that he doesn't know how to manage the risk. He doesn't know how to manage the risk of export business, which is why we have our mentoring program. Okay, any other question? We have just about 15 minutes to the end of this program. If you are joining us for the first time, drop your question. Different question you have as far as export business is concerned, feel free to drop your question. Feel free to drop your question. Any question, please? Okay, let me check Facebook again. Okay, I don't have additional question on Facebook. I don't have additional question on Facebook. I hope the Facebook people are getting ready. Any other question? If the questions are not coming today, then we will have to round off early. We'll have to round off early because of other engagement. Any question, please? It could be around import, if you're into import. It could be around export. It could be around financing of export and import. It could be around documentation. It could be around discrepancies. I mean, different issues as far as import export is concerned. All right, we'll be winding down now. It's about 30 minutes into this meeting. If there are no questions again, we've exhausted all the questions you have today. But before I go, let me show you this pack. It's hardcover. Eureka! I've found international buyer. One of the major challenges many people have in export business is finding buyers. Finding buyers. And the reason why it's a challenge is because of knowledge gap. The reason why it is a challenge is because of knowledge gap. Finding international buyer is not a problem. The reason why many people are not able to find international buyer is because of knowledge gap. So what we have done is to provide material to make that happen. This material is going to be with another material in a pack, and you can order for your copy. We are currently giving a 20% discount. The pack is 60,000. We are currently giving it out at 50,000 because we are doing pre-order and people are already paying for this. By the time the pack is available, of course, it will go to the usual already discounted price, by the way. It goes to the usual already discounted price. And the reason for discounted price really is to be able to ensure people are able to get this product. All right. Any other question before we close today? Thank you very much, everyone, for being able to make it today. Thank you very much. See you next week as we continue our conversation discussing export discourse on Facebook, on TikTok, and also on YouTube. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. And also have a wonderful weekend. I mean, Monday is a public holiday for those of us in Nigeria. Bye-bye.